Moving forward now, thoughts and prayers are with the families and friends of two police officers in Iowa who were murdered today, ambushed while sitting in their patrol cars. We don't know all the circumstances surrounding this yet, but it's been reported that the alleged shooter had a violent past with guns, and obviously incidents like this continue the discussion and argument when it comes to our gun laws here in this country. And that's where we're going to go next for the next question, coming from Allie Morris.
Senator Ayotte, you are widely known to have opposed universal background checks related to firearm sales at gun shows and over the internet. How can checking to see if someone is potentially dangerous before buying a gun be a bad thing?
Well, first of all, my thoughts and prayers go to the families of those officers. And, you know, I prosecuted the case where we had Michael Briggs, who was a decorated hero, who was killed in the line of duty. And, you know, to me, standing up for our police is so important. And having been a murder prosecutor and working on difficult cases like that in our state and having served as Attorney General, I appreciate so much how important it is that we keep guns away from criminals and terrorists. I also believe it's equally important that we stand up for the Second Amendment rights of our citizens. And so in the Senate, I support background checks. I've worked to get records that need to be in that system that are not in there now, and actually mental health records that have not gotten in, that New Hampshire's not gotten in. And I've also supported more prosecutions of the law, of violations of the background check system. And right now, New Hampshire needs more resources to do that. For our troopers to make sure, because right now some of that system is not working the way it should.
Right,
I'm very proud to have the endorsement of the troopers and the Manchester Patrolmen. They know that I'll work to keep us safe in light of all the threats we're facing.
Thank you. Allie.
Governor Hassan, you have twice vetoed a repeal of the state's concealed carry law, which requires people get a license to carry a concealed gun. Given the millions of dollars spent by pro-gun control groups to support your candidacy, why should Granite Staters believe that you would support the Second Amendment if you are elected to the U.S. Senate?
Well, thank you for the question, and my thoughts and prayers certainly go out to the families of the two officers and loved ones who were taken from us early this morning or last night in Iowa. Look, I fully support the Second Amendment. I believe that responsible gun owners have a right to use guns to defend themselves, to recreate, and to hunt. But I also think that that right has to be balanced with public safety. And as governor, I've thought it's appropriate to keep the gun laws that have been in existence in New Hampshire for about 100 years the way they were. They were described by former Republican Governor Meldrum Thompson as pretty good gun laws that work pretty well. So I've made sure we sustain those. But at the end of the day, one of the big concerns that I have is that as a national security and public safety issue, we should be closing the loopholes in our background check systems so that terrorists can't buy guns online and at gun shows. And even after the tragedy in Orlando, Senator Ayotte had the opportunity to vote to close those loopholes, and she has declined to do that. And that's a real difference between us in this race.
Take 30 seconds, then we've got to move forward.
Let me just say, I brought a group together after the Orlando shooting to address, if you're too dangerous to get on a commercial flight, your ability to purchase a firearm, while also setting up a system for those who think they're wrongfully on the list to go into a court and to make sure that they are off the list. And by the way, you know, as I look at our current background check system here in New Hampshire, unfortunately, the state police need more resources because they are having gaps in even enforcing current law because they don't have enough resources to enforce the law. It's one of the reasons why I've supported more prosecutorial resources at the federal level, because we have to enforce the laws that we have.
I don't mean to be the bad guy when it comes to the times and the rebuttals, but your campaigns will certainly let me know if one goes longer than the other. So I guess
that's fair, Justin.
All right.